Hi everyone, Caroline here. Thank you so much for joining me. Yesterday I made this for a card, and I left it to dry overnight. But I was asked if I could do a demo for it, and I'm always happy to do that on request. If I do something you like it and you want to know just how I did it, you know, please just ask and I'm happy to do that for you. Okay, so let's get started. First of all, I'm going to be using the Pink Frog watercolour cardstock. Now I get the big A3 sheets, and you get 20 sheets in here, and it's 280 GSM, so it's a really good thick card. And also, if you go on to Pink Frog, it's pinkfrogcraftsandcards.co.uk, and if you sign up for their newsletter, you get 10% off every month. So I got this through with my order, and I've signed up for it, so because it is worth it, isn't it? Very much worth it. And also you get to know if there's any special offers on, or you know, whatever's happening, or new launches. So because they don't just do paper, they do lots of things. So that is that. Okay, it's not too lumpy either. If you can see that, it's a lovely cardstock. So first of all, what I want to do is I want to do the pathway, so we know where everything is placed. So if you can see on the one I did yesterday, I did the Lavinia pathway. Just get it. It's called Fairy Path. That's the one. And I want this time, I want to place it a little bit nearer those steps. So it's I mean, it's good that I'm actually redoing this, and it'll give me a little bit more room for my witch here as well. So, and of course, when you get your, this is the fairy steps, you get the template that it's stuck to, so you can see when you're going to place it just where it's going to go there. So that's you know, that's perfect, isn't it? So that's nice. So let's just pop that there, a bit further down here, like that. Okay. I'm using VersaFine Claire Nocturne. I'll just check that you're in shot and that I've missed it. So, fairy steps. So now I need to get these fairy steps exactly over that. Just nicely there. I love these rocks at the side. Can you see them? And I'm actually going to join them up a little bit with my black pen. But you can see it sort of gives an idea of where the snow is as well. So, and these steps, can you see now it's joined right up to those steps. Perfect. goes over there. And now I want to get my big house. And that's called Woodside View. And that's going to go right at the top there. So as you can see, when she gets around those steps, right round there, she's in at her front door. So just so that I don't, I'll just get a bit of paper, won't be a second. Just so that I don't get it on those rocks. A bit of paper. This is just printing copy of paper. So I don't know, from what are they, about 160 GSM, something like that. But I'm just going to put that over those steps there, and put my magnet there, and that's going to go there, like that. A bit screwy. I don't want wonky house, do I? I don't think the witch would be very pleased with a wonky house. Just move that bit of paper, and as you can see, that stone now is just up there. So that's worked out very nicely. I called this the house in the woods. I thought that was quite appropriate for it. Put that in its little packet. And then we can do our background now. And I'm going to use my landscape mask to build up our scene. And I'm using the sort of the rocky one. I don't want the smooth one. I want it a little bit more rocky. And I'm going to use hickory smoke. And I've also got the moon that I want just behind the house there. Like that. There we are, like that. Sorry, I just need to get my magnet. There we are. So, hickory smoke. And then a little bit of dusty concord. Let's see if I've still got some on my brush, because I don't want too much on there. So just yeah, I've got some on there. And it just gives it that, you know, when you look at a snowy sky, it's grey with a bit of purple, isn't it? Or a bit of pink in it. Just that little bit. And I'm going to go over it with the hickory smoke, just to tone that down. There we are. And then while I've got this here, I'm going to go back with my hickory smoke and my finger dauber. I'm just going to do where the hill is behind the house. Like that. And then I'm going to go around this moon to take off that sharp line and make it look more round. You've seen me do this a few times. going to do another bit of a hill down here. So again, flicking up with the hickory smoke. I'm just adding in that little dip there, just a little bit of extra, just to show how the hill's gone up there. And you see, and at this side, just take the sharpness of that line off. We're going to be adding some snow anyway, so you know, don't worry about that. And all this hill here, just going to take out a little bit with the hickory smoke, just to show where it sort of puffs up the hill like that. There we go. And then I want to splash some water onto here. So I want to get that white off there. I'm going to get some water on my glass mat here. And all over the sky. Splash with water. Let that soak in just for a minute. And then just get a tissue, bit of kitchen roll or a face tissue, anything will do, and just dab that off. And can you see that snow effect that we've got now? Let me just get rid of that wet. Okay. Now I'm going to get my, let me just pop these back in my cases. Move those. Keep a tidy desk. And I'm going to put some trees on now. Okay. So we're going to hit that forest up. And I'm using the small pine trees, all of these, mainly these two here, these two here in the middle, the big one, the smaller one. And I want to get my landscape back on there. And I'm just coming a little bit below, because obviously with the thickness of the stamp, it can, it doesn't go right to the very end. So tree up there. It's a nice image to build up actually. It's very wintry. It doesn't have to be for Christmas, you know, if you, it's just you know, just play around with it. Yeah. Then I'm going to come a little bit further down with it and have that there at the side. And then again, just a bit further down. In fact, while I've still got ink on it, I'm just going to put one in the background there as a second generation ink. Just looks like it's in the background. Can you see? By doing second generation, doesn't pull it forward, it pushes it back. And then I'm going to get the small stamp, the smallest one. Just going to put that there. And again, just second generation, just further down there. I have a few more trees on this one. And can you see how those are now sitting in the background? And you've got your darker ones in the foreground. So I'm going to pop this back on. I'm going to do some over this side. So right next to the house there. Nice on the hill there. One standing further up. Like that. Again, second generation. Just further down there. You see how it sits in the back there? Cool. Get that back up there. And have one standing tall there. You know, this is your creation. Just add as many trees as you want in your forest. Again, second generation. I'm going to do one here. That's right at the back of it. Lovely, lovely jubbly. And one there. And there you've got your woodland trees in the back. Looking lovely, isn't it? So, let me know what you've all asked Santa for this Christmas. Is it stamps or is it something else in your crafting? You know, let me know what you've asked for. That's the trees done. And now I'm going to put one of the little robins on here. The small robins. There we are. Small robins. Of course, you get them. What Lavinia Stamps have done is brilliant, is because they've got one looking either way, so you can either have it looking that way, or you can have it on there looking that way. So for this one, I'm going to do it different. I'm going to have it looking at the. It's going to keep its eye on the cat. Thinking, ready to fly off in a minute when you pounce. Should have been in grey. I'm going to just use morning mist on this so that I can colour it after. I don't want to press down too hard with it. I just can you see? I can just get the colour of it nicely. Yeah, they're lovely, those little robins. They're so handy to have, aren't they? They really are. And our witch, she's called Marcy. She's a good witch, by the way. We don't have bad witches in my craft room. No chance. Only good witches allowed here. I mean, I do have a naughty fairy in my craft room, and she hides stuff from me, moves stuff, just to confuse me. Sometimes you get little air bubbles. If you do, you just lift it a bit before you start. Not once you've pressed down, because obviously it's too late then, you can move it. But, you know, just before you start. There we are. And when you're working on watercolour card, there is a texture to it. So as you can see, this is created like little white areas. Can you see? But it does look like snow's falling. So I'm really happy with that. Other than that, just get a black marker, as I've mentioned before. Colour in whatever you want coloured in. So that sorts that out. Have the little cat is called Mini Rune, and that's her familiar, isn't it? That's what they call it, isn't it? A familiar. And it's standing in the snow there with her. That's done. That's Mini Rune. And then I'm going to put that Christmas tree at the side here. But I haven't, I didn't colour the little dots on it because I want this to just look like it's snow on it. You know, the snow has fallen, and you really don't need to colour them in unless you want to do, you know, if you want it as a proper Christmas tree. I'll just pull this up here a bit, but I'm only doing half the tree like that. It's lovely, isn't it? So now we'll start our colouring. So just clean my stamp, pop it back on the sheet, clean my fingers a little bit because they've got inky. Easy. And that goes on your cardstock. That's when you moan at yourself for not having cleaned your fingers. what I'm going to use is I'm going to use my Chromatech watercolour pens, brush pens, and you've seen me use these before. I do like them, and I'm going to do the house in a bit of a sort of a limey green. But first I'm going to do it with yellow, just a really pale yellow, because it really brings the green out as more of a limey colour. Just a little bit of orange, just to darken it on the side where the shading is, because with this stamp you get all the shading. You do get the shading with it. So I just dip it. You do get the water brushes when you get these pens. You get the water brushes with it, but I just dip my brush in water. I don't worry about that. So this is a yellow green. Excuse me. Yellow green. I'll go with a bit of a darker green. Just on the shadow there. Bit of an orange. It's just orange, this. So it sort of gives the house a bit of a glow, doesn't it? And this is a grey. Just a shadow like that. This is called dark brown, and I'm just going to do the doors and the roof. And it's lovely to sit and watercolour and relax. Just take your time. Because once you've done all the prepping with your stamping, you don't want to then make a mistake, do you? And the window frames. With my grey, just going to do the stonework that's above and below the windows there. And with that brown, I'm going to now just water it down a little bit. It's a bit too red, that. Let me get my grey. So I'm just going to use the grey for the stones, just to shade the bottom of the stones so that they're not flat. And you can just see where the snow is up against them there. And you see how it's come down there. and on the steps here, darken them off like that, and get some water and just thin that out a bit. It's funny how you get the greys, but it's like the hickory smoke. It has a sort of a browny look to it, doesn't it? There we are. Again on the steps, just the bottom half of it, where it's sort of shaded around the side, like that. It's all coming together, isn't it? Very, very nicely. Do the fence. It'd be nice to use your coloured pencils as well. With this little robin. And I'll use my Uniball pen of white. And my black fine liner, just for the beak there, and his feet on there, like that. And then for snow, a few icicles coming down. The marvellous pens, these. They really are. Because it's like it's like the liquid. I mean, you get the gel pens, but this is more like a liquid. I like it. There we are. Okay. Just going to dot in the trees some snow. Are you all listening to your Christmas music? I'm tucking into your chocolates yet? I've been naughty and been having some quality street and dinner celebrations. What's your favourite Christmas tune? I like White Christmas with Bing Crosby and Nat King Cole, Chestnuts Roasting on the Open Fire, Last Christmas by George Michael. Oh, all the good stuff. Right, so let's put a bit of snow on there as well, just where it's gone on there. And I'm going to get my silver Uniball just for the chimney, that metal chimney pot there. And her hair, I'm going to actually get the orange, because I don't want it green, because she's a good witch. She's not a bad witch. And a bit of yellow. And so that's that. I need to add the snow now. And what I use is it's called Snow Writer by Deco Art, and it's a dimensional paint. Amazon, I think I got mine. So it does soon go hard, a bit like cement. So, but as you can see, you can layer it up. And you get, and the best of this is you don't have to heat it. It will dry, puffed up like that. But you do have to leave it to dry. I left mine overnight to dry. Be sure to put your top on tight, otherwise it will just go hard. Like that. If I get a really bit of a fine bit there, I can just a flat one. You can sort of go along the edge. Like that. Just pop this in water. And I'm going to get my Funky Fossil Starlight Stella paste. And just going to spread some of that as glitter on there. And it's just made that snow glitter, hasn't it? And on the tree. And I have, let me put that in water as well. I have the glass slipper from Chloe, and I'm just going to sprinkle that over where I put that raised 3D snow, like that. Like that. You see that? And then let me clean my mat. I'm going to get my Bleed Proof White, my Luma by Dale and Rowney. I'm going to pop some onto my glass mat there, and I'm just going to add a little bit of water to it. Not too much, because if it's too thin, the whiteness goes from it. Then I'm just going to tap that all over. Make it really starry. Are you all entering the Lavinia challenge for this month? For this snowy? I don't forget what it's called, but it's got to be a snowy picture. That's nice, isn't it? Let me just put that in my water. And wipe that away. So I'm going to get my black. And just do a little bit of that. So we don't want it all snow, do we? Just a bit of it. And my brown, just a bit of brown on her brush there, on her broom. And I think we're done. I think we're actually done with that. Again, it will have to be left to dry. So just the odd speck of snow on a hat, like that. And I'll give the cat an eye. There we are. Lovely, lovely jubbly. Okay, the matte layer for the card is going to be black. Remove that, all that mucky stuff. And that can go on an 8x8 card. 7x7. Let me pop that on there and you can see it. How beautiful is that? Gorgeous, isn't it? What a scene. Well, I hope you've enjoyed that. If you have, give us a thumbs up. Be free to leave a message if you need any help with anything, or, you know, just to leave me a message. I really appreciate it. And thank you very much. See you soon. Bye-bye.